Mike is with us in Arizona. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hey, so my question is, it's about my daughter. She's 13 years old. She's got a settlement that I'm the conservator of the account right now, and when she turns 18, the money is hers. She lost her mother about 9 years ago in a car accident, and my question is really, how do I tell her about the money now and kind of groom her along the way, or my concern is that she turns 18 and she wins the lottery.
Yeah. How much is in there?
It's about $1 million.
Whoa. What's it invested in?
Really conservative mutual funds.
Good. Okay. Perfect. Well done, sir. And
Thank you.
so was she harmed in the accident?
She wasn't. Her mom obviously passed away.
Right. And
So
so
she's
based on that,
fine.
they
She's
awarded
healthy.
her the money. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was a wrongful death, and she.
Was
Yeah,
this your wife?
it was my ex-wife.
Oh, okay. That's why you didn't get the money. Okay. That normally would go to
Yeah,
the husband. That's what I was thinking. Okay. Now I'm starting to make sense.
right. Okay.
Okay. Well, in our house, we approach it through the lens of faith because we're a family of faith. We're Christians. And so that's one way you could approach it. If you're not a family of faith, then you can approach it from a nobility kind of standpoint. But the way we talk about it is this is a responsibility, a privilege. It is not a lottery ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And so having wealth, when you say, sometimes you say so-and-so is a person of privilege. And what that means is they have the privilege in our house of handling money for God, handling money for the good of others. And you get to use some of it for you, but you will get your best life if you view this as the opportunity to manage this for the good of your future children, to manage this for the good of the community and the income you can create off of it, and that kind of thing. Or you can be one of those sad stories that's written up in a magazine where you live the rest of your life with regret because you dealt with this like you were 4 years old and you ate too much candy in the candy store and you threw up. And that's what people feel like when they go through this kind of an inheritance. And so we started talking conceptually about all of that, and then as they approached the age that they would be managing the money, we started revealing the amounts, but we didn't just spring it on them at adulthood. And so you said she's 13 now?
Yes.
Okay. She's aware there is money there.
All she knows is now is there's money for college. She doesn't know any amounts or anything.
Okay. That's what I mean. Then I would just start a conversation that sounds like this. The money that's there for college, and there's some other money there, it represents enough money that I'm concerned for you if you don't have a proper view of it. Because money will hurt people when they don't have a proper view of it. When they have a proper view of it, it becomes a tool in their hands. Okay? And so 13 is a great time to start having this discussion. And it's not a father to little girl discussion. It's a father to a woman discussion. You're growing her up into the woman you want her to become. Okay? And she trusts you already. I assume you're raising her, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so you're the dad. She already looks up to you. That's a good thing. Even though you're not perfect. It's just the nature of how, especially daughters with dads. And just, what we want to do is just start talking about, honey, when you get some money, that's a responsibility. It's not the responsibility is to manage it well. And in our case, we say, we're managing this for God. God owns it. We're managers. We're stewards. And that's all Christian lingo, of course. But you got to decide, what the lens is you talk about this through. But the idea simply being, it's not all about you. If it's all about you, you're a child. Adults have other people in mind. They're other-centered.
So you think I should tell her at this age then?
I think you should tell her today that there's some money there and that it represents a risk to her. If she doesn't handle it well, it could harm her. And we need to, over the next 3 or 4 years, start talking about how to handle money. And you need to regularly, in the rhythm of life, talk about, like, she's 13, so you're going to start talking about how to have, if you haven't already, how to properly analyze the young man that's at the front door. Is he a wuss? Is he a jerk? Or is he a prospect?
Okay. Yeah,
Right?
so right now we're doing she's got the 3 envelopes and she's saving.
Well, there you go.
Her give and her spend.
Well, you got a real good, that's a good framework. That's a good framework. And just go, okay, so my job and I talked to my teenagers about this when they were 13 and 11 and 12 and 15. My job is not to make you look good today. My job is to grow you into an adult that looks good. I don't want good kids. I want kids that become good adults. Now, sometimes they're the same thing, but my job is to teach you critical thinking skills. My job is for you to have a philosophy of life, a theology of life that will serve you into your future. And just keep it on a real high plane like that, and then begin to unfold it and you put more and more and more weight on this discussion the closer we get to 18, and I would say somewhere around 16 we tell her how much it is.
Okay.
To where but by then there's a foundation laid, and it's not just surprise, right?
Right.
And I can't wait 2 years until my dad's out of the way and I can go do whatever I want to do. No.
Yeah.
And what I would do, what we did too, is I showed them some examples. Get a financial calculator, just jump online, use one of ours, and go, if you took $100,000 at 18 years old, go ahead and show a 13-year-old this. If you took $100,000 at 18 years old and you invested it at age 40, here's how much it'd be. At age 60, here's how much it'd be. $100,000 can make you worth tens of millions of dollars if you didn't spend it all, if you instead invested it. And giving is part of the equation. You got the 3 envelopes: give, save, spend. All money should have some giving, some saving, and some spending. And the trick is to not let this, if you surprise her with it, it'll probably won't go well. So I gradually laid that, so by the time our kids were in their 20s and we opened up actually how much money we do make and what our net worth was and they would be responsible for as managers when we die, they did not feel like they hit the lottery. They felt the weight of the responsibility, which is what you want to have happen.